What's up, everybody? My name is Claude Racine. Welcome to the Claude Code, where I suffocate your bullshit so that you can actually take control of your life, live a successful and happy life. I'm a certified, no-nonsense functional nutritionist. I help women in their 40s balance their hormones, lose the weight, and take control of their mind and elevate their mindset so that they can live the life that they actually want to live and have a body that they're obsessed with, improve their relationships, all of that. If you are new here, say hello, tell me where you're watching from. And if you're here tuning in, hit the thumbs up button, let me know that you're here. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button for me. And today's episode is very heartfelt. I felt like I really needed to get on here and talk about this topic that I'm very, very passionate about. Yesterday, I had a call with a client, a one-on-one client, and she was telling me about some psych meds that she tried to come off. And so first I wanted to know, like, how long have you been on these psych meds? And she told me 5 years. And the reason being that her daughter had tried to commit suicide 5 years ago. Now, I cannot imagine what that is like. I've never been through it. I'm not going to pretend like I have. I don't know. Now, here's what I do know, though. Every single one of us has endured hardship. Every single human being deals with some amount of suffering, some amount of struggle to a certain degree. After having my son in 2020, 3 days later, I fell into a deep, deep postpartum depression and anxiety that did not go away for over a year. I was suicidal for a year, literally breastfeeding my son, thinking about what would be the most painless way to take myself out, because life was so hard to confront. Life was so hard. I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want the responsibility. I didn't want to do any of it. And I was a very selfish person before my son. I only had to worry about me. I only had to take care of me. I was a professional backup dancer. I traveled the world. I went wherever I wanted to, whenever I wanted to, with whoever I wanted to. I did whatever the fuck I wanted to. And when I had my son, that was no longer my reality. And I had a very hard time adapting to my new reality. And it was so hard that I just wanted to take myself out. I just wanted to end it. The part that makes me sad is that we humans are so strong. We are so powerful. And I proved that to myself by facing day after day after day of wishing I were dead and still living and still showing up for my son. I proved to myself just how fucking strong I am. How strong we are. I never once went on medication. I never once thought about it. For me, medication is a fucking Band-Aid. It is a way to say, here, suppress your feelings. Here, neglect your feelings. Here, hide from your feelings. Here, bury yourself. Instead of confronting the pain that is in front of you. And here's another thing I know. God puts this pain in your life for a fucking reason. And that's not to go and run to the doctor and get on meds because you don't think you can handle the pain. You can handle the fucking pain. And instead of people saying, here, take this to suppress your feeling, and instead of giving us actual tools to be able to handle the pain and the suffering in our life, we are told to mute it. We are told to look away. We are told to neglect it. We are told, here, take this fucking pill and numb yourself from the pain that you are feeling. And she tried to get off the meds in one fell swoop, and I give her so much credit for doing that. And she felt horrible. And you can only imagine the way that those meds like rewire your brain and shut everything off so that you don't fucking feel a fucking thing, so that you don't experience your reality. Why are we so afraid of pain? Why are we so afraid to suffer? It's okay not to be okay. Like, it's more than okay not to be okay. Especially if your daughter is trying to commit suicide or you're experiencing postpartum depression. You don't have to be okay. You don't have to run to the doctor to get meds. And I know so many of you are going to be like, some people need it. No, you don't. 99% of the population is not medically or whatever anxious, doesn't have diagnosed depression. Like, that's not a thing. We are just so weak and we don't have the proper tools to deal with the pain and struggle that is in front of us in our life. So we run to meds because we can't handle this. But you know what happens if you just don't go get on the meds and you just confront your pain day after day, like I did after having my son? You become such a savage, man. Nobody can fuck with me now. I showed myself what I was capable of. I showed myself the kind of strength I have within me to overcome anything. I don't care what it is. You don't need meds. Meds numb you. She even told me, my client was like, I don't care about a lot of things. Like, I'm just kind of like blah about things. Yeah, because you're numbing yourself. You're just hiding from your truth. You're living a lie. And then you guys, and then after so long of your body being used to operating off of these meds, you try to come off of them and it's so hard. And she's gained a lot of weight and also tried to be on medication for that, which suppresses her body's natural hunger cues. You're literally killing yourself. You're numbing yourself. Your body's supposed to be hungry. It's supposed to give you hunger cues. You're supposed to care about food and survival, and these meds suppress your survival. And eventually you just become a walking nothing. Instead of meds, why don't we teach people how to really handle life? Because guess what? Nobody has this perfect life of rainbows and fucking butterflies all the time. No one. Everybody struggles. You don't have it worse than someone. But the minute you're like, this is so bad, nobody's been through this, I am special, my pain is special, you're fucked. You literally are giving your power away. The minute you agree with that thought that this is harder than what anyone else has ever been through, and this gives me an excuse to take the meds, this gives me an excuse to do this and do that. No, it doesn't. And learn tools like non-negotiable routines. You know what happened when I went through postpartum depression, suicidal ideation? I every day would go take a walk. Every day I would go outside. Every day I would do something, and my husband would help me do something that made me feel alive and happy. Not, here's a medication to suppress how you really feel and create a false reality for you. Because your reality is that you're fucked up and that your emotions are fucked up. And you need to deal with that. Not hide and run away from that. Because there is nothing good that's going to come out of running away from yourself. Nothing. Nothing good is going to come out of you avoiding and neglecting your reality. And what you need to do is believe in your motherfucking self that you are strong enough to handle whatever the fuck life throws at you or God says you need in your life. And if you run away from it, you didn't learn the lesson. And guess what? You'll be forced to have to learn it. You'll be forced to confront that lesson again until you learn it. You guys, meds are killing you. They're suppressing your true self, your light. They're dimming you. They're numbing you. Did I say that already? Like, you need tools. You need to know what kind of food to put in your fucking mouth that is going to nourish and heal your mind and your body. You need to know, I gotta go work out to stay sane. I need to go on a walk. I need to journal. I need to communicate with someone about what I'm going through. These are tools, not meds. And now here I am, and I just feel so deeply for my client who is hurting under this fake world of meds that she's got that make her think she's okay. Again, if there's a piece of shit on the floor and you spray Windex on it, did you clean it? No. When you take meds, that's what you're doing. You're just spraying Windex on the shit and going, look, the floor is clean now. No, bitch, the fucking turd is still there. You have to get rid of the turd. You have to confront your true, honest feelings. You have to confront the pain that you're going through. And yes, you are strong enough to get through it. If you weren't, God wouldn't have put that in your life. That's all I got today, you guys. I just wanted to come on here and express these feelings about psych meds and how they are destroying you, your personality, your capability, your ability, your creativity, your love, your uniqueness. They're just numbing you, and they're just masking your truth. And so what you just going to mask it for the rest of your life, or are you going to actually heal? And so now I'm working with my client. Now that I know that she tried to stop cold turkey, we are gradually going to get her off of these meds and back to her true self, back to her true health, and honoring her body. You guys, we know what to do. Our bodies know what to do. We are created and built to survive. Stop interfering and fucking with that. Fuel yourself with nourishing, healing foods. Fucking exercise. Go on walks. Journal. Communicate your feelings. Go enjoy something. Have desires. Fill your day with joy. Like, those are the tools you need when shit gets hard, not a pill. And I'm sick of people promoting that shit like it's some kind of, yay, I've never felt better. That's because you didn't really deal with your shit. I'm sure it smells better in the room when you spray Windex on a piece of poop on the floor. It's not gone though. And we are not that weak. We are not that weak. But the minute that you think you are, and that you go into agreement with the fact that you need medication, you have done yourself in. But if you're like, oh no, this is going to suck and it's okay to suck. It's okay for life to suck right now. I'm one day at a time, one moment at a time, one foot in front of the other. I'm going to keep going forward. And I'm going to take better care of myself. I love you guys, man. You're way more powerful than you're giving yourself credit for. Okay? Strengthen you. Strengthen you. That's what these hard times, these very difficult and tragic times are for in your life. They are there to strengthen your resilience, to strengthen your trust and your faith and your knowingness about you and what you're capable of. And if you fucking suffocate that with some fucking pills, you're never going to transform. You're never going to change. And you are not going to learn the lesson that God wanted you to learn. I love you. You're fucking powerful and strong enough to get through anything in your life, medication free.